Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
Hello and welcome to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. I am Nick Eatman, and let's talk some Cowboys offseason football. This is the official offseason schedule now for the Cowboys for this show, Cowboys Storyline. We do it every Wednesday, every morning, and every 9:30 Central Time on Wednesday mornings. So for about an hour or so, let you guys talk. I know you guys want to talk more than once a week, but that's what we got. So we'll try to make the most of it. We'll get to the phone lines, 888-855-2297. Big news for the Cowboys, obviously. No surprise, Matt Eberflus was released of his duties earlier this week. Cowboys had the worst defense in the history of the franchise and worst pass defense in the league. Gave up 30 points a game. So writing's on the wall. They love Matt Eberflus. They think he's a good coach. It didn't work out, and obviously you have to move on. This will be the fourth coordinator for the Cowboys in 4 years. All right, let's go to our phone lines. Let's let you guys talk about it. Albert in Tucson, Arizona is first. Albert, what's up?
Nick, my man, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Happy New Year. I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, short and sweet. All right, let's make it quick. Draft. We got the 12th pick and I believe the 20-something pick.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on them taking a starting caliber corner with the 12 and a starting caliber safety with the 24th? That's all I got.
Okay.
Go Cowboys. God bless you guys. Hope to see you in training camp.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to meet you this past year. I was there, but you just eluded me every time.
I'm sorry. Not intentionally.
It's okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Albert. Interesting take, cornerback safety. I think, when you get to this point, and it's fun to talk draft because it's not, ever too early. We have a draft show that we do twice a week now, but there's a lot to be done. I mean, they can talk prospects all they want. I mean, there's guys just entering the draft like this week, and we don't know the order just yet. You don't know exactly where the Cowboys are picking, and also you don't know what they've done in free agency. That's going to be the key. Typically, with this team, free agency doesn't change what they do in the draft. If there's a great pick, there's a great option to draft a guy, you're going to do it. So I say all that to say when you get to the draft, and if cornerback is the best spot for you and you feel like there's a guy right there that would be a perfect pick, then do it. Safety later on, that's fine too. If that happens, I would have imagined the Cowboys have addressed some of their pass rush needs, some of their linebacker needs. But defense, you really can't go wrong. If you've got two guys that fit the spot on the board, and it's that flashing light that they say, and you're supposed to take them, then take them. Especially even if it's offense too. But I can imagine. We've done this before. We've seen this. That was supposed to be pass rusher or corner, and then it was CeeDee Lamb. And I don't think anyone's had a problem with that. So, you stick to the board the best you can. I just have a hard time thinking it's not going to say defense. All right, KC Joe in Kansas City.
Good morning, Nick. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good. Hey, I was thinking about the running back. If we can't keep our current running back because, he's a free agent, I think that Moffa is a stronger back, would be a stronger lead back because he has more power than Blue. But Blue would be a great, complement back as a runner because they both got touchdowns in there, but it just seems like Blue doesn't have the power. I don't know if he needs to do weights or something down at the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, that commercial, the dude wipes, how come we have the Patriots guys on there? How come we don't have some Cowboy players on there talking about dude wipes?
Well, I'm sure when you're talking about a different lane now, you get into sponsorship. I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure the Cowboys. I'm sure we've got something equivalent. I don't even know about that. But Moffa, Blue, those are your second and third backs at best. I think. I mean, until one of them proves that they could be a starting running back, and they haven't done that. So I think having them here, having them at camp, letting them go to preseason games and do their thing. But I think you still need a starter, and if it's not Javonte, it'll be somebody that has started games in the league. And then Maffa, it's up to Maffa and Blue to prove that they're more than that. But, they didn't prove that for whatever reason in the offseason, training camp, the regular season to get to that point where they, to get these opportunities. So they'll get there. They're young. I think my point is that I think that they'll be fighting for a roster spot, not necessarily starting. But if they prove us wrong, great. But I think you're not gonna lean on Moffa to be your starting running back, not from a 7th round who played half of a game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for the call, Casey, Joe. Let's go to Rusty in Monument, Colorado. Rusty.
Yes, Nick. Thank you for taking my call. First-time caller. I have a couple of suggestions for our Cowboys. First, I would trade George Pickens straight up for Crosby. I think it would solve our defensive line problem. And then I would take off the best available offensive lineman and cornerback for the draft, and then explore free agency for linebackers and safeties. Thanks for your time out listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Rusty, Monument, Colorado. Didn't even get a chance to talk to you. Can we? Here we go. Nice. This is somebody, he hadn't called our show before. I guarantee he's called the radio before because, he's just like quick, in and out, got a lot of points, and then takes the answer off the air. All right, good to hear from you. Trading George Pickens straight up. Now at this point, you franchise tag him, then you can trade. If you want to do that, you're not going to trade an expiring contract right now. So you have to get the franchise tag on him, and then when that happens, then that's where you could explore a trade if you want to go that route. Straight up Pickens for Crosby. Well, and then you got 2 picks. I think you got to take a receiver, don't you? That's what made this offense so good, is the fact that you had so many weapons, and I think it all worked together. I think I think Pickens helped CD. I think CD helped Pickens. I think Dak helped both of them. I think they helped Dak. I think they helped Ferguson make plays. I think they all helped Javonte, but I think Javonte helped them as well. And let's not forget the offensive line, which they did a good job of run blocking for anybody that was back there. So it was just all a perfect storm that works well together. And I think if you didn't have Pickens, I still think you need another playmaking receiver that scares you. It's always about who scares you. And trust me, and we all know this, Pickens scared them many times this year. All right, let's go to break on Cowboys Storyline. We'll be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's AltecLansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboy Storyline presented by Gillette. Let's go back to our phone lines here. Jeremy in D.C. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, yo, Nick. What's up, Nick?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. You ain't hurt nobody this week, did you?
No.
All right, man. Got to check. I ain't heard from you since last year, so just making sure.
That's true. All right, Jeremy in D.C., what are we going to talk about? The D.C.?
All right, so, Nick, today, man, I feel like I'm not sure if I want White Cotton to be our defensive coordinator. The reason why I say that is because before we got Quentin Williams, all we kept complaining about was how our defensive linemen are not playing sound football, are not playing in their gaps. So I feel like if we make White Cotton the defensive coordinator, won't nobody play in their assignments. Won't nobody play in their gaps. And that's the problem that we're having right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we should go outside of the establishment to get some help. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we do want to build from within, what we should do is get what's our injury rehab guy, Brent Brown. I think we should have more people under Brent Brown so that can, stay the same for when, he's on his way doing retirement or whatever. There's no telling when that's going to happen. But it seems like, we get a D or an F in that category at the end of every year because Brent Brown is our only guy. So I feel like if we put more guys there, then we get outside guys on defensive help, I think we'd be a lot better. What you think, Nick?
You got me confused a little bit. Are you talking about more guys to help Britt Brown in the rehab department? I mean, there are guys. I mean, it's not just him. He kind of is the director of that. But
yeah,
two different things there. Your defensive line and your I don't know. I'm a little confused.
The reason why I talked about the injury side of things was because for the past couple of years, that seemed like that's been a big issue, the injury factor things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we talk about how good of a job Brent Brown does on his side of things, but at the beginning of every year when they come out with the grades for our injuries people, they say it's a D or F because we don't have enough of those people on staff. So I just feel like if we get enough of those people on the staff, you know what I'm saying, that part right there will be better, one, on getting more players healthier at a faster pace, you know what I'm saying, and everybody will be learning the Brent Brown way. And then I'm not sure if you agree with me on the White Cotton thing. And that was all I had for you for today, Nick.
All right.
And I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Thanks. Appreciate it. There's a lot more politics, I think, involved in that. And when you're talking about the survey with the players and the grades and not having enough people, you are right about that. That is the reason why that they haven't gotten that. I don't know how concerned the Cowboys are necessarily with that. Maybe they should be. Britt does a really good job with the rehab. But it's a give and take. You've got to be able to commit. If you're a guy that's here at 7 a.m. like he wants you to be, and you working hard every day, then you're one of his guys. And if you're one of those guys that show up when you want to and rehab it on your way, on your own terms, and think you've got a better solution, then you're not one of his guys. And we've seen cases of both lately. But as for the White Cotton thing, I just don't know, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but I don't know how anybody that coaches on defense should get a promotion. How would you promote anybody from that defense to say, well, you know what, you should be the coordinator? I don't necessarily see that. You could make the case the same thing last year and say, well, how did Schottenheimer get the head coaching job? How did he get promoted from that? Fair. I mean, like all of that's fair. It'd be a fair argument. If White Cotton's got different ways to do it, fine. I just think across the board they need a new voice, just an absolute new voice. And if that means different coaches in here, then that's kind of what it means. All right, let's go to Isaac in Amarillo.
Hey, Mr. Nick, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Hey, just wanted to pick your brain on something. Saw the news yesterday about the defensive coordinator leaving. which I think, of course, probably the writing was on the wall, and we never want to get excited when anybody loses their job. That's just not cool, I guess. But we give the general manager a lot of flack. But Mr. Nick, I think their eyes are open, and I'm excited for next season. And I know we have to wait all over again, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on the potential incoming DC. What do you think works, sir? Because I think we know that this quote-unquote strength of the defense probably is the defensive tackles. Maybe not the defensive line, but the defensive tackles. What kind of voice do you think is going to work for this football team, for where Dak is in his career, for Shoddy too? I just want to get your thoughts. Is this going to be like a physical guy that needs to come in here, somebody who's just rough and tough? Is he more of a tactical guy, who needs to work on the secondary? Just want to get your thoughts. What do you think?
I tell you what. I mean, thanks for the call, and that's not, that's not an easy question to answer because. The easy answer is, and it's a cop-out answer, is that they just need to be better than what they had. And so how hard is that going to be? No, but I think when you're talking about defensive coaches, and I've said this before, and I think this is what made Dan Quinn pretty good at what he was doing, and is you have to figure out a way to simplify what you're teaching to these guys so they understand. So you don't have 12 men on the field. You don't have them pointing at each other. They understand exactly what their role is. They understand when they see the tight end shift over here, what everyone is supposed to do. That is what they need. That's what a defensive coordinator, a good coordinator, has to have. But at the same time, he can't make it so easy to figure out that the offensive coordinator who's studying you all week long and all the analytics and all the coaches they have that they've been kind of watching you for the last few weeks, that they haven't got it figured out either. Easy for the players to figure out, hard for the offensive, the coaches and the quarterback to understand what you're doing. That's the biggest hurdle that I think a coordinator has. So you've got to figure out a way to get all your players on the same page, and so if that means an aggressive guy, a guy that blitzes a lot, a guy that plays zone, plays man, whatever it is, but be versatile. That's the key. I mean, you have to be versatile. Just think about offenses. An offense can go jumbo and have a 13 personnel, 3 tight ends, and a big power running back, or you can go 5 wide. The offense is versatile. Defenses have to be versatile as well. You got to be able to play big boy football in the trenches. You got to be able to cover 4 or 5 receivers on the field. So, I know I'm talking, basically just very broad, but I mean, you have to have a coordinator in here that can have multiple fronts, that can play multiple schemes, but do it in a way where you're teaching these guys, how to adapt on the fly. All right, let's go JR in Avondale.
Morning, Nick. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Hey, so I was watching a game that wasn't a Cowboys game with no audio, and there was a player that he open field tackle. A few plays later, he defensed the pass. A few plays later, he stripped the ball and recovered the fumble. And I thought, that's the kind of guys we need on our team. And then I realized it was Jordan Lewis. And I think we undervalued that guy, and I think the defense really missed him and the plays that he made. So good for him. He's in the playoffs. And so I wish him the best. Same with D-Ware. Not D-Ware. What am I talking about? Tank still has a lot left in the tank, and I wish him the best going forward. So I was thinking about defensive coordinator. There's a lot of guys out there. I don't even know who you can talk about or who you can't, but there's a guy in Ohio that's been around a long time. There's a guy, Arizona was the head coach, and now with what happened in Baltimore, there's a young guy, up-and-comer, who's available. So my question would be, do you think that the Cowboys will go with one of these established guys who's been around a long time, been successful, one of these up-and-comers, or does a guy like – he used to work there in Dallas. Now he works in Windy City. Then never been a play caller. Does he get an opportunity kind of like, I know Clayton Adams doesn't call plays, but he got that opportunity as a DC, as an offensive coordinator. So does someone like that guy in Chicago get a chance? And I'm just listening to what you think. And have a great day. Go Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. Got a lot going on there, JR. You're talking in code a little bit, which is which is fine. I mean, that's kind of what we have to do. I feel like you were maybe trolling me on the Jordan Lewis part, because I know that was something that we had talked about. You guys had talked about Jordan Lewis should have been re-signed, and his team is in the playoffs. I don't know if he's in the playoffs, but his team is in the playoffs for sure. He's on IR. But he had a good season, and again, I'm not changing what I thought there. I mean, I don't think you pay $10 million a year for a slot corner who's been banged up and then got banged up again. Great leader, great person, one of my favorite players of all time that's I've covered here. But I just think sometimes when you look at how things are structured, I didn't have a problem with that tank either. Now, if you knew what was going to happen with Micah, you would have probably re-signed him. All right, let's go to a break here on Cowboys storyline, and we'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. It is officially Wednesday, January 7th, right? Yeah, January 7th. Sorry, taped a TV show earlier on. That's why we had to be quick in and out. Still want to be quick. You guys did a good job with that. I didn't get to answer that question JR asked about well, and I don't have the answer, but I'll try. He was talking about different coaches and who could be the option there, and what type of coach it's going to be. I know that there's a trend. I think the last 5 coordinators have all been former head coaches, and so. But I don't know if that necessarily will continue. I don't think it has to. I think this will be a Shoddy hire. There's no doubt about it. Shoddy's going to get the opportunity to hire someone that he trusts and that he's worked with before. He hadn't. I don't believe he'd worked with Clayton Adams before, but he certainly. Maybe they did in Seattle a little bit, but he certainly he was fond of him, and Clayton Adams was actually hired by Gannon in Arizona. He just recently let go. Gannon would be an option there as a coordinator, and there's some other coaches too that their contracts are expiring now. It's usually 5 days. When your contract is up, it's about 5 days after the end of the season. And so season ends for a lot of these teams on Sunday. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, for, say, somebody like Minnesota, who has a coordinator with an expiring contract, about 5 days or so is usually the grace period there when then you can start to, negotiate it with another team, or he can sign us out elsewhere or whatever. But that's typically how that goes. It's wide open, though. I mean, it's wide open. I don't have the answers. No one necessarily does. And I think that, now I don't believe the Cowboys are just starting on this. There's no way. There's no way that they could just be like, oh, hey, let's start pulling some names together. I think that this is something they've been thinking about for a while. How could you not? You guys have been doing it. How could they not be doing that? All right, Steve in New York.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey, Steve. How are you doing?
Good. Just wanted to thank you and all the storyliners. Obviously, the season didn't go the way we planned it, but you guys always put on a great show.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
wanted
Steve.
to give you, look forward. Still listen to it. Almost 50 years a fan for me, so I'm not going anywhere. Just two quick takes. I think you might have agreed with made this point. First off, Tyler Smith, I'm for keeping him at guard. Not sure if I'm sure you weighed in on it, but I've heard so many people both ways with that. I just think it compounds. It just creates another problem, and I don't know. That's just my take. And as far as his draft, I'm not a draft person. I'm going to look at players, obviously, but we have 12 and 20 now.
It'll be it won't be 20. It'll be 21, 22, 23. I mean, depends on what Green Bay does. But low 20s probably. If they keep winning, then it'll go up. But if they're the 7th seed, if they lose to the Bears, they'll probably be 21 or 22.
I thought I saw a scenario where if Carolina and Green Bay both lose, we get 19. Don't quote me on that. I thought I read that somewhere.
Well, but my math isn't great, but there's 20 teams that don't make the playoffs, right? 12 teams, 14. Yeah. What am I thinking? 14 teams make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, okay, 19, 20, 21, probably in that area. I'm not familiar with those tiebreakers right there. I don't know why I was back in the old school.
Yeah, it had something to do with a wild tiebreaker, something like that. But I thought they said 12 and 19 is possible. But the reason why I mentioned it is because I know people, look at the two number ones. And, Mel, why don't we trade? I want to keep both of them. I do not want to trade down. I think there's a lot of good football players coming out defensively. I want two of them between, in those first two picks we have. I don't want to mess around there.
I agree. This could really be. I just don't think you don't need to move back and stockpile second and third rounders. They haven't had success there. They really haven't. And this is a really big draft for this team. But I think the Cowboys are in where they're in because they haven't done that well in the draft. They've hit some first round picks, but Will McClay and those guys over there, and the last 5 or 6 years, if you go back and look at it, they really haven't hit on a lot of players, especially on defense. Offense, defense, not really. So
I agree.
All right.
Okay, Nick, I'll get you with a trip. Do you have time for a quick trivia?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, because I know COVID year, very strange year.
Yeah.
And I'm not going that far back. But the Cowboys punter that year was Chris Jones. He got hurt. He only punted in 8 games. Do you remember who the guy who replaced him was? You get this one. I'm just.
Okay, hold on. It was funny. Were you the one that asked me the question about 2002 and with Philip Filipovich?
Philip Filipovich. That was me, of course.
Yeah, okay. So I get that one. But 2020.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Chris Jones.
Give or take.
Chris Jones. And did this guy punt half the season?
8 games, yeah, because I think Chris Jones got hurt. I don't think he ever. I think he only played 1 year in the league, and that was it. That was obviously his whole career was the COVID year, pretty much for the Cowboys.
Yeah, in my mind, I keep thinking of a guy named Pelescu, but that's so far before that.
No,
that's not right. You got me. Who is it?
I think people who go to Iowa will remember this name only. Hunter Niswander. Now that's you remember him?
Yeah. Yes. I have a story on this guy. Yes.
Oh, you got to tell us.
I'm really
awesome.
mad about this now. I'm mad that Hunter Nicewinder. Yeah. Okay.
This one.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, I have a story about this. This makes me upset because I should remember this. We're in Baltimore. Now that year, I got to travel, and I was up in a suite by myself. They put me in a suite all year long, and I would. That's how I would watch the games on the road by myself in a suite. And sometimes there would be fully loaded of food and drinks and hot dogs and everything, and it would just be me. And so one game, here comes Hunter Nicewinder, I think is his name, and he doesn't know where to go, and he walks up here with his bag, and I think he was on the practice squad. He was about to get called up, and he was like, I don't know if I'm playing today or not. And this is like an hour and a half before the game. He's like, I think I'm supposed to play, but I'm not sure. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what kind of AAU stuff is this? Like, where the punter is like, they haven't told me. I got my cleats. I think I'm ready. And I'm just like, what is going on in this world where this guy, he doesn't know where to go. He's like, do you know where I would go? I was like, well, not up here. Not up in the suite. Like, this is not where you're going to get ready to play in the game. And I don't have the answer. Maybe, like, the head coach or somebody, special teams coach. And so he goes down there, and turns out he didn't play that game, but he ended up playing the next one. But nice kid. I should have remembered that, because that story, I mean, that was just that whole crazy year, and you're like, every week there was something weird happening, and I'm like, nothing more strange than that, where the punter is walking around up in the suites like, do you know who I need to talk to about playing this game today? And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I think I'm supposed to play, but I'm not sure. And I'm like, wow, yeah, cool. Anyways, that's my story. Armando, Mexico City.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Fine. Happy New Year.
You too.
So, Nick, I was very impressed with your record of 25 years without missing a game. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
And that year there, that COVID year, that almost took me out, but it almost took a lot of us out. So
I wonder, has Jerry ever missed a game?
I don't know that. I thought about that myself.
Huh.
Maybe.
Yes.
I feel like maybe he did, and if so, it was kind of kept quiet, or you didn't hear. It was maybe late in the season. He probably did, but I don't remember that. He might have.
Wow. So anyway, Nick, I completely agree with what you said last Monday, that you like to attend any type of game, preseason, postseason.
Yeah.
When you're out of it, I'm just like you. I was fortunately enough to be in the past game in New York, and I was freezing, but still I was there, until the clock struck 00. I didn't want to leave. So, and I was amazed at how many Cowboys fans were in the stadium. I didn't know it was that many. So we traveled with,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot.
So
New York has a lot of everything. You know what I mean? They probably have, fans of the Wyoming Cowboys there at some point. I mean, I'm just saying they have fans there, and so they have a lot of people. And yeah, there's always a lot of Cowboy fans. And like you, hey, if the team is playing, you know what? Maybe they're out of the playoffs, but still going to go out there and support. And so that's why America's team is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, Nick, I just want to thank you for a great season again, and looking forward to the offseason to have a good one and have a fun one.
Thank you.
There's going to be a lot of stuff.
Appreciate that. Armando, thanks for the call.
Nick.
Thank you. Armando in Mexico City. Maybe the Cowboys will be going to Mexico City. Who knows? I feel this. I'm pretty confident in saying this. The Cowboys are going to play an international game next year, at least one. I think I'm pretty confident. There's just too much, there's too much smoke, I guess, for around the fire on that one. I think the Cowboys will be playing a game there for sure. All right, let's go to Zach in Atlanta.
Hey, what's up, Nick in Frisco?
Hey, what's up, Zach in Atlanta?
Howdy. I want to apologize about my call the other day. I had some technical difficulties, couldn't hear you well, and so I bulldozed through some of your comments that you wanted to make, so apologize about that.
Zach, I barely remember Armando's call from Mexico City like 20 seconds ago, so it's all good. I don't know. I didn't. I slept okay after that, so I think it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't have to apologize to me.
Good. I feel vindicated. Let's talk ball, man. One change I would like to see, and I know this depends a lot on
just one?
The strength of our defense.
You just want one? One change? That's it?
One of many.
Okay.
But everybody's talking about defense. I would like to see just some more commitment to the running game. I mean, I was looking at stats. I mean, we rushed for over 2,000 yards, pretty comparable to every other season, even Zeke leading the league in rushing, all that. But it just, the game strategy flipped pretty quick when we got behind the 8 ball. But even some games were still competitive, and it just felt like Shoddy was ripping it, and I get the money's invested in Dak, in CD. You want to have and then, we have Jeep, of course, and so it's like, you want to see the fireworks and get your money's worth. But I felt like that could have helped our defense a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
Yeah.
that's something that I would like to see, going forward with Shoddy. But question: who do you have winning the college football playoffs, and then the NFL? Who do you think is going to win it all? And are there elements, defense aside, but what do you see in the playoff teams that maybe the Cowboys could implement? Again, we know the defense is the biggest problem, but is there anything else that you could pinpoint? And with that, I will hang up. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, tough to answer that, just because the Cowboys have an offense that's better than just about all of those offenses there, and so to me it's about balance, about having complementary football, being able to play any game that's going to matter, and that's what's interesting. It takes a certain amount of team to get into the playoffs, and we've seen the Cowboys do it. Then it takes another kind of team to really have success in there, and the Cowboys have had problems because they couldn't stop the run and couldn't run the football in the playoffs. And would have been interesting, if your defense was a little better and you could have got into the playoffs here, because they do have a running game that is a playoff type of running game. You could, and to your point, Zach, about maybe running the ball even more, that could have helped the defense. Yeah, I mean, you want to move the ball, you want to go with what works, and the offense is definitely rolling, and you don't want to take the ball out of Dak's hands and all that. The one thing I would say that if I go back and maybe look at some of these games and these moments, I felt like they passed it too much in the red zone. I just don't remember a lot of times 3rd and goal from the 1 or 4th and goal from the 1 where they just got stuffed. I mean, I know it happened, but I can't remember a game where, and I might be missing this because I did miss the punter, Hunter Nicewinder, so I'm off my game. But I don't remember a lot of times where they tried to run it and they just absolutely got stuffed. Javonte just didn't make it. 4th and 1 or 4th and inches or at the goal line, I feel like most of the time he got it. That's what makes him a really good, powerful running back. He always was leaning forward, moving forward. I think they went away from that a lot down in the red zone. I think there was times where they kicked field goals where I feel like on 2nd or 3rd down, if you would have just kind of kept going with it, kept running it, because think about when it's 2nd and goal from the 5. Okay, it was 1st and goal from the 8. You got 3. Now 2nd and goal from the 5, you threw it. Incomplete. Now 3rd down, you threw it, and if it was incomplete, then you're just going to kick the field goal. But I feel like Javonte is one where he can power through. He can get 2 or 3 yards on 2nd down. Now 3rd and goal from the 2, you probably got 2 plays. You could run it again and again. I just feel like they got a little too cute at times in the red zone, and didn't and Dak was asked after the season or right before that last game, what's the one thing that he thinks that they can improve the most on, and he did say red zone scoring. Now he didn't say specifically how and why and all that, but red zone scoring is something that they got to get cleaned up. And that, to take that, going back to Steve in New York's point from 2 calls ago about Tyler and left guard. I'm keeping Tyler at left guard myself. That's where I would like him to be. I just think that's where he's going to be elite. I think he would be a good, solid left tackle, maybe make a Pro Bowl, but I think he's an all-pro left guard. I think he could be a future Hall of Famer. And I say that because there's only three guards in the history of the NFL that have made 3 Pro Bowls before they turned 25. He's one of them. So good, young, smart player that can dominate there. Him, Beebe, Booker in the trenches. Those 3 guys. Trust them a little bit more. Trust him and a power back that they're going to be able to move forward and get that. All right, let's go, Davian in Illinois, man. What's up?
What it do, Nick? What it do, my boy?
How you doing, man?
What's going on?
I love how everybody has a thing. You know what I mean? I mean, Zach is like, "What's up, Nick in Frisco?" Davion's like, "Man, what it do?" And what we got? Jeremy's like, "He didn't hurt nobody." I love it. I love Steve in New York. He's got a trivia question, man. Everybody's got something. Everyone's got their thing. Rusty and Monument, Colorado, I don't know your thing. Yeah, yours is just kind of in and out, just like boom, boom, I'm off, which was great. But Davion, sorry, what's up, man?
No, you funny, man. That's why I love you guys.
Are you going to training camp, dude? Are you going to camp again? Are y'all doing this?
Well, I can't because I'm going on a cruise, but I think I'm gonna try to do Frisco, so I might come down to Frisco for that 2-day event that y'all do down there. Because Frisco would be easy for me to get to after going to.
I understand. I understand how that went down. I got it now. You going on a cruise? Yeah. Not by yourself, I imagine.
No. It's my college friends, well, actually childhood friends, and the wife. So we doing like a little family thing. But
I get it. Now I understand. Sometimes these things take a whole year. So what happened was you said, I'm going to training camp last year. She says, sure, no problem. You can have it. Next year, we're going on a cruise. You're taking me on a cruise. So you can have this year. Next year, we're going on a cruise. And you're like, bet, cool, got it, whatever, next year. And now that's what happened. All right. I get it.
You right, yeah. You got it.
I know how that works.
you know how that works.
Yep.
You've been married too.
Oh yeah, the
you
wives.
know how that exactly that works. Right?
Well, they have an unbelievable memory when they want to, and we all do, right? We all do.
Right. I was like, yeah. So man, yesterday I get to play house dad now because I'm off work. So yesterday I put the little boy on the bus. I came back and kind of nodded off a little bit, and then wake up and I see that Flus got fired. I was like, oh man, I almost wanted to streak through the quads because it was just like so cool that we finally we got to get rid of him quick, and we're gonna get into the sweepstakes of getting us a new DC ASAP instead of being kind of dragging our feet and stuff. So I was just so happy about that seeing that. I was like, yes.
That's why
we going.
When somebody said that they're going to take 10 to 12 days, I'm like, no, 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah.
Never thought that. I was like, this don't make no sense.
Truth be told, on Monday afternoon, like, we know we walk around here, we see we know where the stairs lead to. We're on the second floor, and we know what's on the third floor, and we saw Eberflus going up there. So it's like, oh, okay. I mean, like they're not messing around a little bit here. I mean, and how could you not? It's been 3 weeks. You're out of the playoffs. There's no reason to have 10 to 12 days of evaluation on all that stuff, especially in this case. And it was the worst defense in the history of the Cowboys. I mean, you have to.
Oh yeah, it wasn't no debate. No, like just go ahead, cut it off. Like I said, I think this is gonna be a shoddy hire, and we got a good group chat going about who maybe be. I mean, I got my idea about what I want, so we'll see what happens. I guess depending on what.
Yeah.
Like you just said, the window just opened up for people to start interviewing and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about seeing what the new DC gonna be. I like our position in the draft. I think you were talking to somebody earlier. The lowest we can go is 20 because Carolina's not gonna beat the Rams. So basically, that'll get 19. But Green Bay should lose, and then we'll get 20. So we 20-21 right now. So no big deal.
Well,
we got space tomorrow. So anybody that wants to jump on and get with us after dark, that would be space tomorrow, 7:00 Central.
I'm jumping in. I'm jumping on.
I'm
gonna
come on, nigga.
Sure nobody talks bad about
gonna
me.
Be wild.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Hey, but I agree with you though on Jordan Lewis. So your
It's
boy
fine.
got your back. I agree. Yeah, Jordan Lewis needs to go.
I mean, I love Jordan Lewis, by the way. You know what I mean? I just man, but it's tough, and and that's the thing. Like, you can't compete with Jacksonville. I'm in free agency. I mean, Jacksonville's going to lose in a lot of things when it comes to city, uniform color, quarterback's hair, everything. They're going to lose a lot, okay? But free agency, you can't beat that. They're going to win free agency. If they want to pay, they got you. Because they haven't paid anybody. So it's hard to compete with that. And I'm just kidding about Trevor Lawrence. He's got cool hair, actually. All right, Davion, appreciate that. Thanks for the call. Let's go to Eric in Arkansas, man. Eric, what's up?
What's going on with it?
How you doing?
Well, I can't complain.
Been a while, man. You haven't called in a while. This is not your first call, though, right?
No, this is just my second, for real.
I remember, and I know the Arkansas callers. I don't remember exactly where you're from in Arkansas. I don't remember. Is it Little Rock area?
I'm actually in Bryan. Yeah, Little Rock area, Bryan, Arkansas.
It's not too far.
You said go Hogs.
Oh, yeah.
You said go Hogs. I said I'm from A-State.
Oh, well, hey, y'all had a bowl game right here at the Ford Center.
You're right.
Yeah,
right.
But
sure.
It's the last team Arkansas beat in football. It's for real.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was before Labor Day. That's how. Oh man. Anyways,
I actually went to that game. It was tailgate was better than the game. So.
I'm sure. All right, Eric. What's up, man? What's going on there in Arkansas? How are they feeling about the Cowboys there?
Man, I'm a diehard. I've been a diehard Cowboy fan forever, but I've never seen our defense this bad, right? So I was actually worried that we were going to drag this change out like we normally do. But like I've been telling my cousins, because we always go to a game every year, I'm like, this feels different. Jerry 83, he's not trying to hang around and mess around and drag this out. And when I saw he got it done yesterday, I'm leaning more towards it's going to be a change, meaning we're going to get the free agents. We're going to do better in the draft and things of that nature.
Yeah.
We've missed on the defensive side for a long time. I mean, we got Parson. Parson really fell in our lap. But we reached Taco for one. We missed on a lot of linebackers. We got to do better this year. We cannot miss with the 12th and maybe the 20th pick. For me, if Downs there, I'm all over Downs.
Yeah,
I want him as a safety because he's more than just a safety. He's a game changer, and we haven't had that since Woodson.
There's no doubt. Yeah,
and a lot of people saying Ed. Now Baines there, okay, but we need a linebacker. We need a Mike bad. I mean, not just anyone. We need a person that can fill the whole sideline to sideline. Sonny Styles, my name come up for that.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts?
No, I'm with you. I'm a little bit worried about a middle linebacker right off the bat there, like a rookie. I think for me, I think I would go like corner and pass rusher if possible, and maybe really hit linebacker with free agency, a guy that kind of understands the game a little bit more. But you can kind of talk out of both sides of your mouth there, because at the same time you can get more value. Like if you take a linebacker at 20, 21, something like that, you're probably going to get a really good player. That's
what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, you can get a lot more value. It's kind of like taking a guard. It's like safety. Same type of thing. So those are positions of need. So I'm for that as well. But we'll see what free agency looks like and if they can kind of cover up some of those holes in free agency.
Yeah, and that's key right there. What we do in free agency, because a lot of times we haven't made the moves. We're shopping at Dollar General trying to get Nikes. So you know what I'm saying? So, and that ain't gonna work. We've been doing it too long. Some of these guys, after they get released from us, they probably won't be back in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, we cannot miss on this draft. We got 2 first-round picks. We don't have a second. I don't think we have a third.
No. Not
Do we have a fourth?
Yeah. It's
we
just second
got a fourth?
third. Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, we'll see what happens there, and you'll get some comp picks in probably later. Not going to have anything great in the comp picks, maybe 2, maybe 3. But, the draft is key, and as that first round. I mean, you're going to have, and thanks for the call, Eric. It's good to hear from you. I was talking with a colleague the other day and was kind of going through some stats. And it basically, he went all the way back to 2020. And he was like, going to 2020, like, on defense, they've drafted like 40 guys. Who have they hit on? I mean, Diggs, Yeah, he got a second contract, and so then it all went to crap. But I mean, he did, and they definitely hit on a second round pick there. Micah was a hit, didn't get a second contract, but obviously was a hit. Kind of fell in their lap, as Eric alluded to. Osa is a hit. I mean, third round pick. Osa's a hit. I don't know about Chauncey Golst. I don't know if I would call that. I mean, it was a solid player, but they didn't re-sign him. I think you got to hit. You got to re-sign him and develop him. Deron Bland, he's got another foot injury. He's gonna have surgery next week. Same foot, same surgery, same procedure, same everything. So that's not a great thing. But as far as fifth round goes, and the guy that hit and was in the finalists for Defensive Player of the Year and set of records, yeah, that was a good hit. Who else? That's it. And that's really it for defense. I mean, when you look around, all these other guys that they drafted all over the place, I'm just going to throw out Nashawn Wright, Jabril Cox, Sam Williams, Ridgeway, Devin Harper, Simi Fehoko never played. Eric Scott, Marshawn Nealon, rest in peace. But, Maris Leofau, Kalen Carson, they haven't hit. Now you get into this draft, Izaraku, we'll see. Revel, we'll see. Shamar James, all these guys, showed a little bit of something, but we'll see how they develop. But that's, Neville Gallimore went back to 2020. Reggie Robinson, Bradley Anai, these guys, just, Bohanna, Mokwamu, they didn't hit and on just maybe 2 or 3 out of 40. So that's an issue. Offense that we've seen some better results, but not so much on defense. All right, Dylan, Northport, Florida.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm glad I was able to get through. I had a hell of a time. My phone wasn't working, and
what's going on,
I'm here now.
But
it's been rough.
As a true captain, you figured it out, right? You figured it out.
I had to charge it. My work phone's been dead for 8 months sitting here on my desk. I had to charge it, plug it in, charge it, and call in from that phone, and here I am.
I love it. Your work phone's been dead for 8 months. Sorry.
No one calls me on this, man.
Can't get a hold of me. I don't know. My charger. Yeah. What do you have, a razor? You don't have a charger? What do you got?
Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, if someone wants to get in contact with me, they can Teams me. Don't call my phone. I don't got time for phone calls.
All right.
Yeah.
As you call
Randy
the show
Coleman,
once a week.
Yeah, no doubt. Actually, before I want to talk about what Randy Coleman talked about last show, but someone else mentioned as well, they were a little nervous about paying a defensive coordinator. Maybe that Jerry was going to be cheap or whatever. Well, Flus was the second highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. So he's not going to cheap out, I don't think, on the DC, the OC, those kind of guys. But, the head coach is obviously, that's been a pattern there. So that's obviously a little different. But I'm not worried about him cheaping out, quote unquote, for a DC. And if that means he has to raise whatever he's paying, Shoddy by $1 million or $2 million, so that way there's no weird dynamic there with who's getting paid more. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I also don't see, Shoddy being weird about it either, because he's going to have a big say in this thing. So if he really wants a guy to help him on the other side of the field that he trusts and doesn't have to be as hands-on with the defense, since he's the offensive guy, I don't think he's going to throw a big stink either. I wouldn't think so about, being paid whatever he's being paid.
Yeah.
But that's just what I thought about that part of it. But Randy called in, and he kind of was saying that he wants to see the front office do things differently. And, sure, there's definitely some things that they can change, but this is a really unpopular opinion of mine, super unpopular. But I think their front office has done a pretty good job, man, over the past. Now, okay, we can take the last 5 years in the draft because you were just talking about it, and maybe not so much there. We're kind of feeling the effects of 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 kind of so-so to bad drafts in a row. But just overall, everybody talks the 30-year mark, right? Well, since the early 2000s, once Romo came on board and that whole thing started going, they've built some really good teams that had windows, just like the NFL is designed to have as windows, that could have won it all. And for whatever reason, one way or another, it just didn't work out. And I don't think they have to change things drastically around here. But I do think, and as evidenced by what they did this season, I think they will be a little more urgent about free agency and kind of what they're doing there, or at least I hope they will be.
Yeah.
Jerry's kind of coming to the end. Right. That might be Jerry's last quarterback, man, last franchise quarterback. I hate to be grim about it, but realistically, that might be Jerry's last franchise quarterback, and you've got a 3-year window with that. So, I would hope that he realizes that and puts some work into this offseason with that in mind.
Okay. All right, Dylan. Yeah, I hope so too. We'll see if they do make some changes. I feel like it too. I feel like they are going to make a little bit more tweaks when it comes to their strategy and what they've done. To be fair, talking about the defensive guys, let's also remember that this will be the 4th straight year with the defensive coordinator. So I always throw Overshone in there. Overshone was drafted in 2022. Is that right? 2023. He's had he'll have 4 different coordinators. This will be his 4th year, 4 coordinators. So developing these guys is not easy to do when you keep changing coordinators and coaches and stuff like that. So it's hard to develop these players when the voices that they're hearing changes a lot too. Last caller, we got to go to Rick in Webster, Massachusetts. Rick, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. A little rainy, sleety, icy out here, but otherwise I'm good.
Okay.
As far as coaches go, I want somebody that looking for somebody that's adaptable, can change things, to work in the players where they work the best, and also nobody that has previous coaching experience here in Dallas or friends of them, families or whatever, so somebody that has a new voice.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I like that. I mean, you know what? We don't need all that. Now, somebody Shiny's been around 25 years, so he's probably worked with someone, knows someone, cross paths, that's fine. But not, yeah, you're right. This can't be comfortable. This needs to be uncomfortable. And I think that's where we are here. Let's go to break real quick here on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back to wrap it up.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, welcome back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette. Have just a quick minute here to kind of wrap this thing up. It's been another good show, a lot of good callers. You guys know what you want. You want something better. You don't know who the defensive coordinator will be, but just got to be better than what it's been. And I think, it sounds like you kind of like the urgency that the Cowboys are taking here, not going to wait around. I mean, why would you? Get this thing started and see how, figure this out. Figure out who the coach is going to be, the coordinator, who that's going to be, and then obviously the position coaches. And then that'll help you when you're evaluating the players, what kind of guys that you want. There's going to be some changes on defense. It's got to be. You got to blow it up. And there's going to be, 4 or 5 guys you build around contract-wise that are here. But you're going to see a lot of new voices, new faces, and that's a good thing because that's certainly what is needed. All right, guys, it's been fun. We do this show every Wednesday in the offseason here at 9:30 Central Time, so make sure and join us. And give us a call wherever you are. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to keep it going there through the offseason. So for Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. We will see you next time on Cowboys Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this?